call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello you degenerate fucks, and welcome to The Degenerate Gambler. It is Thursday the 3rd of March, just here with another episode. Looking back at last week, looking ahead to this week's bets. So, I'll get straight into it. Last week was pretty much shit. The only bet that was close was the main bet. Portsmouth done me out of that, so I'll run through it quickly. So, Nottingham Forest, they won. Boreham Wood, they won. Wrexham, they won. Juventus, they won. And then Portsmouth, who were 3-0 down at half time and somehow managed to come back and draw 3 each. You know, if they'd have maybe been only losing 2-0 there at half time, there's a chance they would have came back and won. Because if you looked at the stats, I think I tweeted this, that they had something like 13 shots in the second half. So they basically only started playing at half time. The manager must have got stuck into them. But yeah, so that was the closest it came. Other bets, the overs bet wasn't great. I only had 2 up. Barnsley Middlesbrough was up, and Bournemouth Stoke. The other ones, Southend Solihull was 1 each. Barrow Harrogate was 0 each, and Brentford and Newcastle was 2-0. In the big price bet, which, you know what, I think I'm going to keep doing that. I have another 3 worked out for this week. Just going to use the wee £2 free scratch I'll get on Friday or Saturday. So last week's was Newcastle were 2-1, they won. Mansfield were 9-5, they won. Reading were actually well beaten by Blackpool, but they were winning 1-0. But that's what beat that. The evening bet wasn't, well, it wasn't too bad, but I had City to score in both halves. They didn't. Obviously, that game finished 1-0. Everton probably should have had a penalty. I had Bayern, they won. I had Madrid, they won. I had Atletico, they won. And then the one that I had over 2s was Chesterfield, and it was 1-0. So that beat that. My 2 bet builders on Sunday were both terrible because the game was 0 each. I know I've seen a few people out there who had backed draws, and some people backed 0 eaches. So fair play to you if you did that. My Sunday bet was both teams are scoring over 2.5 in the Leipzig game. Let me just double check that. I can't remember whether that was up or not. I wrote it down here. So let's see. Germany. No, it was only 1-0. I had West Ham over 1.5. They won 1-0. That was beat. Rome over 2.5. That was up. Marseille, I think, drew 1 each. Yep, so that was beat. And PSV, they won 2-1. Scored a couple of late goals after Hing had a man sent off. So again, you know, pretty much dismal. Looking at the favourites. So in the Premier League, there was 7 games over the Saturday and Sunday. There was 3 favourites out of 7. 2 draws, and then 2 outsiders. The outsiders being Newcastle, who, as I say, I backed myself. I fancied myself. They were 5-2, and Villa were actually 12-5 to beat Brighton. And I say there was draws there. United drew. That was 4-1, and Burnley Palace drew. So that was the Premier League. In the Championship, there was 11 games, 7 favourites. So not the usual for the Championship. I know that happened a few weeks ago, but realistically, most weeks it's not like that. There was only 1 draw and 3 outsiders. In League One, there was only it was 12 games, only 5 favourites, 3 draws and 4 outsiders. And then the League 2 was exactly the same: 12 games, 5 favourites, 3 draws, and 4 outsiders. So I'll have a quick look at some of the outsiders that won the big prices. Now, one of them in League 2 would have been Mansfield, because I backed them myself. So I'll look at some of the big prices. So Shrewsbury beat Burton 2-0. They were 12-5. Crewe beat Cheltenham. They were 17-4. let's see, there's another one. Sunderland were actually 14-5 to beat Wigan. So that was that league. League 2, let's see here. Oh, no. So League 2, some of the big prices were Mansfield, as I said, they were 9-5, 7-4. Crawley beat Forest Green, who's top of the league, 3-1. Carlisle beat Leyton Orient. Carlisle were 7-2 to beat Leyton Orient. And then Salford beat Swindon, who are flying at the minute, and they were 5-2. So again, the shocks out there. And then lastly, so we're in the National League. There was 11 games, 7 favourites, 2 draws, and 2 outsiders. So a bit more back on track with the amount of favourites winning there. So that's basically that. Before I get into my actual picks for next week, the bet that I'm going to do for £2 on the outsiders is Newcastle again, because Newcastle are again priced at a big price. Hold on, let me double check it. So Newcastle on Saturday are at home to Brighton, and they're 17-11, which, you know, it's not 2-1, but I think that's a great price for Newcastle at home, who are flying at the minute. You know, they're actually in second place for form. They've got 13 points out of 15, and Brighton are in terrible form. Brighton have only got 4 points, so I think that's a huge price, and it's worth a risk of a bet. Next one is Swindon. I'm going to have in this bet. So Swindon are away to Bradford. Now Swindon, as I say, have been flying. They've been going well. They're currently 8th in the league, 6th in form, but they've been getting some good results. And Bradford are 3rd from bottom in form, and they've only got 3 points in the last 5 games. So, and the price on that one is 2-1. And then thirdly, Bristol Rovers. Bristol Rovers play Newport, and they're 3-1. Huge price. And when you look at them in the table, they're very close to each other. Newport 6th, Bristol Rovers 9th, only 2 points between them. And Bristol Rovers have a game in hand. But in form, Bristol Rovers last 5 games, 13 points, and Newport only 6. Now Bristol Rovers' away record isn't great, but they have won their last 2. So I haven't calculated that up, but that will be a good, you know, for £2, that's going to get back a few quid, and there always is shocks, so it only takes you to pick the right 3 and you'll be only a few quid. So anyway, I'll get to my main bet. Now, there is a substitution here. There's one here that I haven't put in, but I do fancy them. And it was a choice between 2 teams, and I went with the smaller price because I was happy with what the accumulator came to with the smaller price in it. But I still do fancy this team, so my first pick, I'll get to the pick in a minute that I'm taking over another one, but I'll just go through them quickly. So Bournemouth away to Preston is the first one, and that's 11-10. Again, I'm sorry, I haven't done the decimals on these, so if you do decimals, you can work it out. 11-10, Bournemouth away at Preston. Bournemouth obviously sitting second in the league. Preston are 12th form. Bournemouth second in form. Preston 14th. In recent form, Preston not bad. They've got 3 draws, a win and a loss in their last 5. But at home, they don't have a great home record. 4 draws and a defeat in their last 5, whereas Bournemouth have 3 wins and 2 defeats. Now Bournemouth did hit that wee sticky patch there where they weren't doing great, but they've won their last 2 away. They beat Barnsley and they beat Blackpool. So, and they say they've won 3 out of 5. So I think 11-10 is a good price there, and I think Bournemouth should have enough to beat them. Next, into League 1, and a team that are in pretty good form at the minute, good for overs as well, is Oxford. Oxford are at home to Burton. Oxford currently 4th, Burton 14th. Oxford 9 points out of 15, Burton only 4. Recent form, so Oxford's home form is pretty good. They have 3 wins, a defeat and a draw in the last 5. They lost against Bolton. Not in their last home game. They beat they beat Cambridge, but they were beaten at home by Bolton the home match before that. But the price on that one is 7-10. Just quickly, Burton's away form, 3 defeats, a draw and 1 win, which was 5 games ago, so pretty poor away form. And the last sort of meetings between them, Oxford have won, what's that, 3 out of 5. And those are all from 2020 to 2021, so pretty recent. Next, we go to the team that fucked me last week. And I did, I thought about this for a long time, but the more I looked at I know stats can be deceiving, and, a team could win 20 in a row and then go and get beat by someone bottom of the league. This is football, this is the way it happens. But I'm just convinced this week that after a poor first half last week, Portsmouth are going to beat Accrington. So they're at home to Accrington and they're 10 to 11. For a team that are currently sort of sitting 10th and 12th, that's a reasonable price. But the way I'm looking at it is Portsmouth are top on form, 13 points from the last 5. And if they'd have beat Thing on the weekend, it would have been 15. Accrington 9 points, which is not bad. But Portsmouth recently at home they've won 3, 1 draw and 1 defeat, which was 5 games ago against Charlton. And Accrington's away record, they've lost 4 in a row away from home, and they drew the one before that, so away form terrible. So 10 to 11, they're at home for Portsmouth. To me, is a good price. So next one is in the National League, and it's Grimsby. Grimsby are home to Woking, and they're 4 to 5. Grimsby currently is 9th, Woking 16th, but Grimsby again 13 points from 15 in the last 5. Woking only 2 points. So to me that's telling. Looking at the recent form, home form, Grimsby 3 wins, a draw and a defeat, which is, it's decent, but it's not amazing. They have beat Woking the last 3 times they played them at home, and then Woking's away record, 3 draws and 2 defeats in the last 5 at home. So they haven't won in 5. They've only got 2 points in the last 15. That should be a routine home win. And lastly, this is the team that I've put them in, but I was going to substitute them out for another team. I'll get to that in a minute. But the last team is Wigan. Now, Wigan are at home to AFC Wimbledon. Wigan are second in the league. AFC Wimbledon are down near the bottom. They're 20th. They're actually only 2 points above the relegation zone. In recent form, Wigan have only got 10 points, but AFC Wimbledon only 3. And home form, so I say Wigan have had a few bad results, but their home form is pretty decent. So 3 wins, a defeat, and a draw. That defeat against Sunderland, who are a good side. Alright, they've been in bad form, but Sunderland can beat anybody on their day. And AFC Wimbledon away, only 2 draws and 3 defeats in the last 5, so no wins in the last 5 either. And the price on that one is basically 1 to 2. So when I total that up, that comes to about 16.7 to 1, which is pretty big, considering some of the ones recently have been 10 to 1, 11 to 1, 12 to 1. So that's why I was happy to keep Wigan in, because I do fancy them to win. The one that I was going to put in, and again, if you follow the bet, or if you make your own bet up based on what I say compared to the sort of the stats and the research that I've put in here, maybe there's a team you don't like, maybe you don't want to swap Wigan out, maybe you want to swap out one of the others, but a team that I would put in is Sheffield Wednesday. So Sheffield Wednesday are away to Lincoln, currently sitting 5th Sheffield Wednesday, Lincoln 18th. Form, Sheffield Wednesday 12 points in the last 15, Lincoln only 4. Recent form, Lincoln at home, 3 defeats, a draw and a win in the last 5. Sheffield Wednesday have lost 3 in a row, but have won the last 2 away from home, and their overall form is pretty good. They've won 4 games and drew or lost 1 in the last 5. So that would be a substitute team. It's a team that if maybe you don't like one of these, you swap out for that if you like it better. But anyway, so that's that. I'll quickly run through the overs. Again, I just check history and current form. So the first one is Middlesbrough Luton, who are evens. Reading Millwall, evens. Crewe Wickham, 10 to 11. Maidenhead Hungerford, 4 to 6. And Norwich Brentford, 13 to 10. So that one adds up to about 28 to 1. That's pretty big, that one. So happy with that. And then just before I let you go, I'll quickly go over next week's fixtures. So next week on Tuesday, 6 Championship, 6 League 1, 2 League 2. There's 5 National League games, and there's 2 Champions League games. I'll look at those now. So Tuesday night we have who plays. So it's the reverse of the fixtures from a few weeks ago. So it's Bayern versus Salzburg and Liverpool versus Inter. And then on Wednesday we have 1 EFL Trophy game, 2 Champions League, 2 Europa League games actually, and then 1 Scottish League game. And on the Wednesday night it's City vs Sporting and Real Madrid PSG. Thursday night there is 3 Premier League games, 6 Europa League and 8 Europa Conference. So back to basically a full week of football, so happy with that. So that's basically it for today. It just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet this weekend, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Here, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.